One named after the dog.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Yes, sir.
Yes, have some.
Welcome to it, the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. You can also follow me on Facebook, Nation of Jake, there on Facebook, and on the Twitter, at Nation of Jake on this Friday, July 12th, the year of our Lord 2019. 89, 90 degrees right now. The high, about 90, 92 today. So, a little bit of a reprieve from the heat advisory. Still feels like 100 out there. So, I was doing some reading today on this Friday. I don't work very hard on Fridays, just so everybody knows. All right, this is going to be a fun show today. I was astounded. It has been 4 years since Zim the monkey escaped from the Memphis Zoo. Do you remember when Zim the monkey escaped? It was 72 hours, a city on edge. This little monkey, one of these macaque monkeys, got out and started running around in the sewer system, the drainage system at the zoo. And we know when animals get into drainage systems and sewers, they grow. They grow to be huge and they terrorize the city. That did not happen in Zim's case, but it was 72 hours of a city just waiting to see what the fate of this monkey would be. So we actually have an update 4 years later on Zim the escaped monkey from the Memphis Zoo. And while we're doing this where are they now kind of stuff, I also want to revisit another Memphis icon, a landmark, the Zippin' Pippin. That's right. The other day, my dad found a Zippin' Pippin t-shirt. I thought it was going to be like really old, like a vintage Zippin' Pippin Memphis t-shirt. But instead, this Zippin' Pippin t-shirt that I now own is from Bay Beach, Wisconsin, where the Zippin' Pippin now resides. Now, some years ago, I called Bay Beach Amusement Park in Green Bay, Wisconsin to check up on the Zippin' Pippin. We will revisit that call I made about 4 years ago to Bay Beach, Wisconsin. So we're going to do a little bit of where are they now. The rest of the show is a Friday show full of Friday things. I've got the what the hell stories from the week. I've got a lot of hate mail. Hate mail sack is filled to the brim with hate mail. You guys really hated me this week, and I appreciate you reaching out. And we've also got the news cruise and more. But the top news today is all about Acosta, not Jim Acosta from CNN. Alexander Acosta, Labor Secretary Acosta, announces he will step down amid criticism over the Epstein plea deal from a decade ago. Let me preface all of this being the top story, and we've talked a little bit about the whole Epstein deal, this guy, wealthy hedge fund manager, and has been a bad guy for years and years, has a private sex island. Now he's been charged with trafficking underage girls and accused of some really awful stuff. This was a well-connected financier who, he's got dirt on everybody, and he's probably singing like a bird right now to get another deal. All right, so let me preface this. I don't care about Alexander Acosta. I don't care about him being the labor secretary. I don't think that him being the labor secretary has anything to do with the current labor market or the economy. He should not have given out such a lenient plea deal back in 2008. They should have thrown the book at Jeffrey Epstein way back then. I'm not going to defend him and what he's done as a prosecutor in Miami or as a labor secretary. I don't know anything about the guy other than what we're reading now. All right, I've got no allegiance to Alexander Acosta. However, when I analyze how this story is being covered today in the past week or so, all the backlash over this sweetheart deal he gave to Jeffrey Epstein, I have to point out that Alexander Acosta is being treated like he's the sex trafficker, like he's the worst guy in the world, as if a plea deal had not been given out to any other really bad guys. I mean, it's over the top, this demonization of Alexander Acosta. Now, because we don't know, there's a lot to go in this. I've read reports that Alexander Acosta was told that Jeffrey Epstein is above your pay grade, make the deal, he belongs to intelligence. If that's true, I want to know who forced him to make the plea deal. He's not coming off any of that. Maybe it goes way far up. And we're going to find out all about this. But again, I don't care if this guy has a job or not. He's no Sam in my book. So I'm not going to defend what he did in 2007, 2008 with this lenient plea deal. Again, they should have thrown the book at Jeffrey Epstein back then, but they didn't. But nobody cared about it then. Nobody was making a big stink about this lenient deal that Jeffrey Epstein got. When it actually happened, it's now that Alexander Acosta is Trump's labor secretary that it's a big problem. And should he resign? Probably. Yeah, he says he's a distraction now to the administration. And honestly, the good thing for Donald Trump here is that you could put anybody in that labor secretary role in this tight labor market with this economy, and you probably won't miss a beat. Again, I don't think Alexander Acosta as labor secretary has anything to do with it. But the coverage, my God, you would think that Alexander Acosta was right there with Jeffrey Epstein on the Lolita Express, along with Bill Clinton, going to an orgy on a sex island with 13-year-old girls. I mean, that's honestly how the most evil guy in the world, this Alexander Acosta. So the story, as it goes, Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta will be stepping down in a week over his past involvement in a highly controversial plea deal for financier Jeffrey Epstein, who is now facing sex trafficking charges. President Trump announced the shakeup Friday morning in remarks to reporters. Acosta came under fire this week for his role as U.S. Attorney for Florida in securing a plea deal for Epstein that resulted in an 18-month sentence. He served just 13 months. So they pled down to just some prostitution or solicitation charges from the state, but no federal charges. Now, you can play this result 10 years later, 11 years later, all you want. And we can do this with anything. If Alexander Acosta had not made this plea deal in 2008, then Jeffrey Epstein would have been behind bars and would not be allowed to hurt other girls. And that's 100% valid. If he had thrown the book at him in 2008, then he would have been gone, put away for a lot longer than 13 months. And that's what should have happened. Absolutely. That's what should have happened. Anybody worth prosecuting for sex trafficking or underage prostitution or child molestation, they're worthy of really giving it to them. I mean, fullest extent of the law. Again, I don't know what the case looks like, and I'm not an attorney. Sometimes they're like, just get them on what you can because you don't want them to walk. But from everything I've read, that this was a really lenient plea deal for the charges this guy was facing and the proof that they had on him. But again, this is a billionaire financier of politicians. This is a guy who associated with some very powerful people. Very powerful people. We're talking about the Clintons. We're talking about Bill Clinton, who has been associated with Jeffrey Epstein some 26, 27 times riding on the Lolita Express. So there's got to be more to it. I mean, Alexander Acosta should have pursued it more vigorously and not given him such a lenient plea deal, but we need to know what other factors there are, what other powers were involved. Because if it's true that he was told, hey, make the deal, he's above your pay grade, what's the guy supposed to do? I mean, how far up does it go? That said, man, you can go back in time and you can second guess people all day long, can't you? You can do it. You can say, oh, well, if Bill Clinton in 1993 had pursued Osama bin Laden after he bombed the World Trade Center in 93, like the basement bombing, and really gone after and broken up that whole cabal, the whole Al-Qaeda thing, then 9/11 wouldn't have happened. In 2001, Osama bin Laden would not have been a problem. You can play the result on that if you like. You could also play the result on President Obama when asked, hey, what are you going to do about ISIS And he said, we're really not concerned with the JV squad. He called ISIS the JV team and did little or nothing about ISIS early on. He didn't cut off the head of that snake, maybe. And you could say, well, then ISIS wouldn't have committed all the atrocities thereafter. I mean, you can play this butterfly effect. You can play this result all day long. Hindsight is 2020. So now we have the labor secretary stepping down. And fine, I guess, good. I mean, people are really angry about it, and they should be. You've got Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who was running for president in 2020. She reacted to Acosta's resignation, tweeting, "Good riddance. Good riddance." I guess another question to ask is what Alexander Acosta, what he did or didn't do 11 years ago, does that have any bearing on his ability to do the job as labor secretary? And also, in that same report that we read yesterday, Donald Trump's administration, the transition team, knew that this could be a problem. They asked him about it. They said, hey, what was the deal with this Epstein plea deal? Is this going to be a problem for us? And he told the transition team, I don't know who was on the transition team at the time, look, I went to prosecute that case and I was told that Epstein is above your pay grade and to make a deal, he belongs to intelligence. So, and I guess that was good enough. But it did come back to bite him. He is now stepping down. I'm not sure what a guy does after this. No, seriously, I mean, after all the coverage, Alexander Acosta, he cut a sweetheart deal with Epstein. He might as well have sex trafficked himself. I mean, where do you go get a job now? I mean, I'm sure that he will be fine monetarily. I'm not really worried about his finances. I don't care about the guy. It's kind of odd where we direct our ire. He's getting more heat than Jeffrey Epstein at this point, or so it seems. Man, the Epstein stuff, I was reading about this guy's house. Did you read about Jeffrey Epstein's house? I mean, it's creepy, and it's going to be. You're reading about an underage sex trafficker's home and how he had it decorated. Check this out. Over the years, the opulent Manhattan home of Jeffrey Epstein has transformed from an unoccupied private residence to a K-12 school to finally an alleged house of horrors. The Upper East Side home, essentially gifted to Epstein by wealthy retail magnate Leslie Wexner, stands 7 stories tall and is considered one of the largest townhomes in New York City. It's estimated to be valued around $56 million. Epstein, who was flitted between his Manhattan home and residencies in Paris, Palm Beach, Florida, and New Mexico, is accused of abusing a number of girls across his properties. Epstein's home is adorned with massive front doors that dwarf those of his neighbors. Inside, his penchant for strange and often disturbing design only becomes more obvious. During a raid conducted by the FBI and NYPD after Epstein's arrest, authorities said they found in a locked safe a trove of pornographic material featuring apparently underage girls. He also had a mural of a prison yard painted with himself in the center. According to the New York Times, Epstein had the mural commissioned because there's always a possibility that could be me again. So the guy had a giant mural of a prison yard with himself in the middle. Like he was always reminded of going to prison and he could end up back on the inside. Other oddities in the home have come to light in wake of Epstein's arrest and incarceration. According to an article in New York Magazine, Epstein had a heated sidewalk, a hallway adorned with dozens of individually framed prosthetic eyeballs from England, a massive, lifelike human doll hanging from a chandelier, and a human-sized chessboard with scantily clad figurines modeled after his employees. In a recent interview with NBC News, Jennifer Arauz said she was abused and raped by Epstein when she was just 15, and he said he had a bathtub that was kind of like opened, and there was prosthetic breasts that he could play with while he was taking a bath, I guess. So this guy, a real creep. They're saying that he may be naming names of associates and people involved in his sex trafficking operation. So, look, What Alexander Acosta did was not a good move some 10 years ago with regards to this plea deal. But let's not forget that Jeffrey Epstein is the monster in the story. This guy, I mean, there's a special place in hell waiting for him and anybody else, Republican or Democrat, I do not care. Anybody else who is complicit in these crimes. And I think that we've not even seen even a little yet. I mean, this is going to shock and awe is what we're going to see when it comes to Epstein. Still, I was always a big fan of Horshack. Horshack was my guy, not Epstein. I always knew there was something up with Epstein. All right, coming up, let's take a walk down memory lane. 4 years ago, a monkey escaped from the zoo. We'll take you through the harrowing 72 hours of the escape, a city on edge, and also, what is Zim the monkey doing now? We'll do it all next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
Planning for retirement can be confusing and overwhelming. Tune in to the Servant Retirement Show to hear the current news and events today's retirees need to know. Every Saturday morning at 8 on KWAM, The Voice, AM 990. If you want to talk to Dan Groban or Philip Menard today about your retirement plans, call the team at Servant Advisors Group, 855-260-1000. That's 855-260-1000. Get started on the path toward a comfortable retirement today. 855-260-1000.
Did you know that your potential customers look at your website and determine your credibility within 8 seconds? Make sure your business reflects the quality service you provide. Contact Control Alt Design for a free quote today. Today's marketplace is very competitive and you need a professional web presence. Control Alt Design offers web design at a fraction of what the larger firms charge. Control Alt Design has been helping local businesses stand out on the web for over 20 years. They also offer logo design, business card design, flyers, brochures, and more. See their work today at ControlAltDesign.com.
Triumph Bank strives to make banking easy for our customers. You have a lot of choices when it comes to banks, so we invite you to visit one of our local offices in Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, and Arlington to see for yourself how our team, backed by our state-of-the-art online and mobile services, can simplify banking for you and your business. Triumph Bank, invested in our communities and making banking easy for you. Triumph is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. TriumphBank.com. Let's talk growth.
Hi, this is Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady with iBank Mortgage. What's going on in the home mortgage business? After several years of record low interest rates, a terrible recession, and plummeting home values, things are finally turning around. But what does that mean to those interest rates and home values? What's Congress going to do to us? Join me Monday morning at 8 and I'll tell you what's happening in today's still changing mortgage world. It's the mortgage lady with Ludi at iBank. Every Monday morning at 8. You ask the questions, I'll give you the answers.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Very simple to find. Go subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Share the videos with everyone you know. Just randomly text it to a guy you hadn't seen in a few years. Maybe he'll dig it. Maybe he'll thank you. Maybe it will rekindle your friendship and you guys can enjoy each other's presence once again. Send it to your enemies. Try to make amends. Extend an olive branch of the Nation of Jake. You can give it as gifts. Stocking stuffers. I mean, we're a little early for that here in July. So it was about 4 years ago when Zim the monkey escaped from the Memphis Zoo. As we remember this harrowing 72-hour ordeal. Now, I love monkey escape stories. I've been involved with a few. I mean, not directly. I've never aided or abetted a monkey in an escape. I will go on record right now. You can never, ever credibly accuse me of ever trying to spring a monkey from a zoo. Well, when I was working in Atlanta, there was a rhesus macaque monkey that got out. And a lot of these rhesus macaque monkeys, they carry herpes. It's kind of like a latent deal where they all carry the herpes virus. I guess a dormant virus, or sometimes they're actually like all herped out. But I got in trouble because I kept calling it a diseased monkey on the radio, and the Atlanta Zoo was like, this monkey is not diseased. And I said, you can't convince me of that. They're all diseased. All the monkeys have herpes. And so we had to go on and retract that there was no diseased monkey terrorizing Atlanta, but it did escape. I don't think they ever found that one. And that's kind of a sad story because I don't think that rhesus monkey, peanut butter cup monkey, could have survived on his own for very long in metro Atlanta. Now, this one that happened locally 4 years ago at the Memphis Zoo, over at the Commercial Appeal, Michaela Watts recounts the tale. What do you do with a naughty little monkey that breaks free from captivity, evades a fleet of zookeepers, captures national attention, and leaves a city on monkey watch for 72 hours? That was the question zookeepers at the Memphis Zoo had on their hands 4 years ago when a tiny Sulawesi macaque named Zim was finally captured after running loose through the zoo's drainage system for 3 days. 3 days. Imagine being like in charge of monkeys, being the monkey manager at the zoo. I mean, what do? You like set some fruit at every drain? You know, maybe put a sandwich out there and see little Zim's little monkey hand come up and grab it, and you catch the monkey. We got to get some monkey music going on. Let's see. Yes, here we go. I mean, you don't want to shock the monkey. You don't want to hurt the monkey. We were trying to figure out, do we need to send her somewhere to be with a troop after they captured her? Saying, what do we do? I mean, this monkey has already shown it's an escape artist. So I guess the answer to escaped monkeys is more monkeys. It's kind of like the answer to gun violence is more guns, right? A good guy with a gun? You just got to get more monkeys. Throw more monkeys at the problem. So ultimately, zookeepers decided, in order to prevent any future escapes, Zim needed a change of scenery from her previous habitat and some new friends to go along with it. Fortunately for Zim, zoo trends around the world had shifted when it came to keeping the displayed Sulawesi macaques. Macaques. I'm not supposed to talk about macaques on the radio, but I guess I can here. The species was no longer a priority for many zoos, and it wasn't long before Memphis zookeepers reached an agreement with the Buffalo Zoo in New York. The Buffalo Zoo agreed to send all 7 of their monkeys to Memphis in a deal that freed up exhibition space for them and bolstered Memphis's macaque population to the largest in the U.S. What a great trade that was. That is like a Billy Bean deal. That is, you fleeced the Bronx Zoo or the Buffalo Zoo in upstate New York. You took all their monkeys for nothing in return. Not even for like a monkey to be named later. That is a great trade. But it does kind of hurt the egos of all the monkeys from Buffalo. They're like, you're just gonna give us away? We got to go to Memphis? We like it up here in Buffalo. We're big Sabres fans. We eat the Royal Subs. We like the people. And you're going to send us down to the Memphis Zoo? It might be fine, but you didn't get anything in return? We're less valuable than the space it takes to house us? What is that all about? I mean, can you imagine that? That's like being Chandler Parsons. Just get them off the books. We don't care what we get back. We don't even care. Just take the monkeys. We got the empty space now. Good riddance. So, hey, listen, I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure. Because now, Zim's got a family of macaque monkeys. And now, Zim, you got to think about Zim here. This is an escape monkey. And now it's like, all right, you got a new family, monkey. Here you go. You were alone, and now all these other monkeys are coming in to your space. I'm glad this worked out because this could have gone the other way. Honestly, look, if I'm a malcontent and I am prone to running away, the last thing I want is you to just like bring in a bunch of other strange people that I have to live with. Hey, here's your new family. I don't. That's not how. But I'm not a monkey, and I understand that monkeys are different. So the way it all went down, this is great. This is like a play-by-play of Zim's jailbreak. So we've got a monkey escaped from its enclosure at Primate Canyon. And this was a guest at the zoo. This was somebody who was just at the zoo, ran to a zoo official insisting a monkey had escaped. So they're like, hold on, are you sure the monkey escaped? Did you see the monkey? Yeah, they described the monkey. They said it was a black monkey with something pink on its butt. So a bare-assed black monkey running around. And so the zoo official here was like, oh no. That's our monkey. That is our monkey. It has escaped. What do we do? Well, the Memphis Zoo staff is always prepared for stuff like this. They say, we drill for this moment. Got on the radio, everybody came. And the wonderful thing is the staff really does prepare for a monkey escape. Zookeepers initially tried to immobilize Zim with a tranquilizer, but monkeys, equipped with opposable thumbs, often immediately pull the tranq darts out of their bodies, making it impossible for zookeepers to know just how much of the sedative actually makes it into their bloodstream. That's it, man. Monkeys are smart. You just shoot a monkey with a tranq. It's going to go, get it out of here. And then they run off and they take a nap, sleep it off in the sewer. Also, it's not a big monkey. How do you got to get a real good shot? You don't want to shoot like in the eye or the face. That'd be a problem. They were able to see the exact 48-inch culvert where Zim entered the drainage system. And so they got the blueprints out. This was a whole The Rock or something. Get the blueprints to Alcatraz and find out how he escaped. So they saw the drainage system was more modern and it was a closed-in system. So it wasn't going to go out to the sewer. So you weren't going to have like a monkey sewer kind of situation where the monkey maybe gets into some sort of food or some sort of chemical that would make it grow to like 10 times its size. And we didn't have like a monkey terrorizing the city. However, it was 72 hours. And I remember on the radio, whenever a monkey escapes, you throw everything out the window. You've got all these pages, you got all this prep, and you just say, hey, today is Monkey Escape Day. Today we will only be giving you monkey updates, and those are the most fun days. So, look, I don't want any monkeys to be in danger, but I would really love if there was a monkey escape once a year. We could have our monkey escape show. But no, it was fun to cover, man, because, I remember it was like a Friday or I don't know what day of the week it was. I don't know. I just saw it. I remember being fun. There were T-shirts printed up of Zim the monkey. Everybody was talking about the monkey. It was one of those events that brought us all together. In a world where we don't often get brought together, we all retreat to our own little corners of the internet, or our own little niche, our own music, our own YouTube shows, whatever it is. We were united. Zim the monkey, I remember, started a Twitter account in those 72 hours. And so Zim was over there taunting the zookeepers who were trying to catch him. That was fun. I love monkey escapes, and I hope for more. So if anybody at the Memphis Zoo could maybe just stage one, it doesn't even have to really happen. But I thought that it was a moment where we as Memphians came together in a common cause, and that cause was to find this monkey. There you have. That's what Zim's up to. Zim's got a new family, and Zim has not escaped in 4 years, so it's all a success. So where are they now, Zim? Zim is at the Memphis Zoo. That's where they are now. And we will do a similar Where Are They Now with the Zippin' Pippin', the famed roller coaster, Elvis's favorite roller coaster. It is no longer at Liberty Land. It's no longer at the fairgrounds because the fairgrounds are decidedly unfair. We'll do that in a little bit. We'll take a look back at my check-in on the Zippin' Pippin'. But coming up next, we got a lot of them. They are the What the Hell stories of the week. These are all stories that make you go, what the hell? We'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News Update. Tropical storm conditions are spreading across parts of southeastern Louisiana, and Barry is pushing toward hurricane strength ahead of its expected landfall tomorrow. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell.
We're focusing on 8 p.m. This evening, asking people to stay at home, shelter in place.
National Weather Service meteorologist Benjamin Schott.
A storm surge will be possible tomorrow morning, which can also worsen the coastal flooding across the area.
Thousands of people have already evacuated. Some are staying put, and Georgiana Mitchell says she's concerned about the region's levee system.
The thing that's frightening is because our levees have breached before, which the Corps claim they better. So you just have to go by what they say.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
Whatever you may be interested in, chances are you can find some valuable information in the July edition of The Best Times, now available on your local newsstand. Don't miss articles about elder abuse, the dangers of using marijuana, the value of lifelong learning, the myth of taking vitamin D to reduce development of type 2 diabetes, which CDs are best for you, legal documents that everyone should have to protect their assets, and so much more. The Best Times is available at all Kroger and CVS pharmacies. Get your copy today.
Did Jesus promise to return within the first century generation? Discover why atheists, Muslims, Jews, and even some Christians believe that Jesus is a liar and the Bible is false. Join William Bell for discussion on the end times and Bible prophecy on the All Things Fulfilled Eschatology broadcast Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on KWAM 990 and FM 107.9. Listen on Facebook at KWAM The Voice.
This is Clark Howard. If you're accustomed to your power bills going up and up and up year after year after year, know that the marketplace is now supplying much cheaper power. And only if you live in a state with a monopoly power company are you having to pay more money, because if the free market is allowed to do its thing, the cost of power has gotten way cheaper. Why? Because of the breakthrough in the cost of installing wind and solar. And wind and solar have become so reliable and now have come up with new ways to deal with the problems when the sun's not shining or the wind's not blowing, that it's become ultra reliable power that saves you, as somebody paying a power bill, huge money. And this is only going to get better from here. In the future, you're going to be able to install your own power plant at home.
The backyard's looking great, Rob.
Thanks, man. I was planning on adding a deck, too. Know any good contractors?
Why don't you just ask Home Advisor?
Home what?
HomeAdvisor.com. You just tell them about your project and they match you with local pros that can do the job.
Nice. Now, how much does it cost?
Oh, Home Advisor's totally free to use. Plus, you can read customer reviews, check pricing, and book appointments for free.
What's the website again?
HomeAdvisor.com. Or just download the free Home Advisor app.
Home Advisor.
Have you heard what President Trump said recently?
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
Now you can watch Newsmax TV and get the truth about Trump from Bill O'Reilly, Mike Reagan, Alan Dershowitz, Pat Buchanan, and more. Newsmax TV is America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in 70 million homes. Find Newsmax on DirecTV, Dish, Xfinity, Spectrum, Optimum, Fios, Uverse, and more systems. See Newsmax TV today. It's real news for real people.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. We are streaming live on YouTube. You can go check out the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Run it all together, no spaces, in Nation of Jake on YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Nation of Jake. We will get into the news cruise in a little bit. We will revisit that zippin' pippin' call I made to Bay Beach, Wisconsin and Green Bay. And then also we will catch up on all the fake outrage and the hate mail. So I got plenty to do on this Friday. All right, so I've got all these stories. I collect them. These are...
What the hell?
Stories that make you say just that. The old Jack Burton, what the hell? Like, what the hell, in fact, is going on here? First up, did you hear about this cake? There was a cake at a Dairy Queen that was made for somebody's birthday. Somebody called Dairy Queen to get one of these ice cream cakes, and they said they wanted a Moana cake. Moana. The Disney character, Moana, with what can I say except you're welcome, or what it is, Moana. You know who Moana is. Disney character. However, the person on the other side of the phone at the Dairy Queen heard marijuana. Moana, marijuana. I don't know who was, somebody had a bad accent or somebody is hard of hearing. I guess I could see how Moana could sound like marijuana. Moana, marijuana. Marijuana, Moana. So, I mean, you can kind of see where somebody would get confused. However, what confuses me is why would Dairy Queen agree to make a marijuana cake? And also, if you just said, hey, I want a marijuana cake, and you don't go in any detail, what do you do? Well, the fine folks at Dairy Queen decided to make a marijuana cake that featured a green My Little Pony, I guess getting high, along with a giant pot leaf. And that was their take on a marijuana cake, even though the person who called, they wanted a Moana cake. All right, so now the employee who's responsible for making the marijuana cake has been fired. Now, she was fired, but she claims that wasn't my fault. The employee said that she asked her manager if she should make this marijuana cake, and the manager said, yeah, you should. In fact, the manager stood behind this employee while she pulled the images off the internet. She walked by as the employee decorated the cake, and then she boxed the cake up, and she was the one who delivered it. The manager delivered it. But the employee who actually made the cake, who executed the request, was the one fired. And so she's like, this isn't funny at all. Everybody's laughing about this, but I got fired, and my manager's the one who signed off on the marijuana cake. I guess it's just a good rule of thumb that if you're a Dairy Queen or a Dairy Queen franchise, don't make marijuana cakes.
What the hell?
So you can say, no, that's not something that we want to be out there. We don't want to be associated with your marijuana cake. However, I guess the stigma on marijuana is going away. So I guess making a weed cake isn't that big a deal. Check this out. This is a weird story. I think it's out of the UK. It would have to be, because this would not happen in the good old US of A. Disney reportedly refuses to allow Spider-Man engraving on a tombstone of a dead boy who loved Spider-Man. Oh, makes my heart hurt a little bit. A grieving father who lost his 4-year-old son last year claims Disney is not allowing him to include an etching of Spider-Man on the boy's tombstone, citing company policy. Lloyd Jones, the father of Ollie, said he asked the entertainment company to include the superhero on his son's grave. The boy suffered from leukodystrophy, a rare genetic condition, for 2 years before his passing in December. Now, I have questions. Why are you asking Disney for permission to put something on your son's grave? Like, why would you get on the phone with Disney? Wouldn't you be on the phone with the tombstone company? Jones told British news outlet Metro that Ollie was giving a Spider-Man-themed funeral as he loved the young hero, and his last vacation before he died was to Disneyland to meet Spider-Man. To honor Ollie's love of the Marvel superhero, Jones wanted a photo of Spider-Man engraved on his late son's grave. He said he asked the local council for permission and was told to contact Walt Disney Company. Disney said they would not allow the boy's tombstone to feature Spider-Man, claiming that doing so would ruin the innocence and magic of the company's famed characters. So I guess over in the UK, because they've got the NHS, the National Health Service, maybe the government takes care of like you from cradle to grave quite literally. And so if they want to put a copyrighted character on a tombstone, they need express written consent of Disney or Marvel to do it, which seems odd. And it's also, look, if a parent wants to honor their child, no matter how odd you may think it is, and put Spider-Man on the tombstone, they should be able to do it. I mean, you just do stuff like that, right? I like Spider-Man, so I'm going to have a Spider-Man sticker on my car. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to get a jean jacket and airbrush Spider-Man on it. Just do whatever you want. And Disney's not going to come after you for that. They're not going to take you to court and issue a cease and desist over a kid's grave. But because it's run by the government, and the government is making these tombstones, I can only assume that they need permission from Disney. That's why I'm like, hey, I like the freedom to do whatever I want with my kid's grave. I saw a grave not long ago after my grandmother passed away. We were out at Forest Hill South, and I was looking there in the old graveyard. I was walking around before the service and a little bit after. There was a grave that I saw that was interesting. A couple of folks who were elderly at the times of their death, as I could surmise by the born and died dates on the tombstone. They had pictures engraved on their tombstones. One guy, he had a remote control to a TV. It looked like his DirecTV remote was etched in the tombstone. And then his wife, who was there beside him, she had like a hand mixer. Because, Oli and Ruth, they like to watch TV and bake. And that's how they did it. Now, I would just go ahead and have the Spider-Man, I would have it etched on there. And I'd tell NHS or Walt Disney to just, where they could stick it. We've got this out of Ontario, Canada. Officers cited a driver after spotting a 2-year-old child sitting on a case of beer that doubled as a makeshift booster seat.
What the hell?
Officers pulled over the driver in Kitchener, Ontario, after someone called the police to make an unspecified traffic complaint. The 22-year-old driver, who was not being identified to protect the child, was charged with failing to ensure a toddler is properly secured. A legal car seat from Family and Children's Services was reportedly brought to the scene of the stop. Police said the beer was still in a factory-sealed case, so there is that. The 2-year-old was unharmed. I saw a photo of this. Part of the problem is that he had the kid in the front seat. 2-year-old is too young to be in the front seat. And honestly, if you're going to pull a stunt like that, put him in the back seat. Put him in the back seat, sit him on a case of beer. I don't know, man. When I was a kid, we didn't have the booster seats. If you were able to sit up, you could get in the back seat. Seatbelt was optional. Sometimes maybe you would stand on the console in the car. In the 80s, we did so much shady stuff. So much. My mom had like a 1978 Honda Civic with a vinyl interior that was black, and it would get to be 800 degrees in the summer. That old greenhouse effect would come right through. Hottest thing in the world. You sit on there, you burn your legs. We never had car seats. We didn't have them. And listen, I was born in 1978. So, you're supposed to be in a car seat until you're like 9 or a booster till you're 9 these days. Never once did we have a booster seat. You're 3, 4, 5 years old. You were in the car somewhere, probably standing up, peeing in a Coke bottle if need be. It was just not a safe time. But we got along, and we're still here. We've got, I don't know what this whole
what the hell
trend.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
This whole thing with people licking stuff and putting it back. We've seen it with ice cream. People go to a grocery store. They will grab a pint of ice cream, lick it, and put it back, and then videotape themselves doing it. And then it gets posted to the interwebs, and then they go to jail. This one is especially stupid. A Florida mother was arrested and charged with a felony after a video she took reportedly showing her daughter licking a tongue depressor in a doctor's office and then putting it back with unused medical supplies. Cordy E. Ward, age 30, faces up to 30 years in prison if she's found guilty of tampering with consumer products without regard for possible death, bodily injury, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Video surfaced online showing Ward's daughter at All About Kids and Families Medical Center. In the video, the girl is seen touching multiple tongue depressors before taking one out, licking it, and putting it back under a sign reading, Please do not touch medical supplies. Thank you. Ward reportedly posted a defense to Facebook before deleting her profile, saying the incident was not part of a licking challenge in which people lick things and return them to shelves, posting evidence on social media. Ward's post continued, saying the video was supposed to be sent out to a few close friends on Snapchat, but those friends posted the video online. So her defense is that, oh, this wasn't part of some challenge. I didn't mean to post it online. I just meant to send it to a few friends. And it got out. So I'm not guilty. What? I just don't. What do you have to gain by doing that? It's gross. Oh, and this one. This is my favorite. We'll leave you with this. What the hell?
What the hell?
This one has it all. This one has weapons. This one has mixed martial arts. And this one has Russians. Oh, my goodness. A Russian mixed martial artist named Mad Max, accidentally stabbed his sparring partner with an axe during a training session. What the hell are they training? What kind of mixed martial arts is this? Maxim Novoselov was in the gym with Andrei Kanazayev, who was attempting to lose weight. Oh, great. He's going to get one of his limbs hacked off, I guess. Kazanayev was holding a hammer and a shield and was swinging it at Novoselov. The fighter was holding an axe and hitting the shield. I've seen the video. The shield was made of wood, and this guy had like a real sharp, badass-looking axe. Novoselov's axe appears to pierce the shield and nick Kazanayev in the arm, and he is bleeding. So the Twitter video says, that day me and Maxim wanted to shoot something special, but went wrong. And then he says, it took 4 weeks to recover. Of course, I got to hospital where I had 2 stitches. It still hasn't recovered perfectly, and I have scar now. So, yeah, I mean, you watch it, and you're like, this guy's taking some mad hacks at this poor fat guy with a makeshift wooden Captain America shield, and it goes right through, and it hits him right in the arm, and man, this had a deep red blood. Like, it got him deep. It was like a serious, I mean, only 2 stitches because it was deep. It wasn't very broad. Man, look, I got kids who are always swinging weapons at each other, but you know what? We get them? We get them padded weapons, and we get them like plastic swords. Not real axes. Axon? What's the plural of axe? Axes? Axon. I don't know. All right, there you have it. There's your what the hell stories. I've got some hate mail. We'll get caught up on the hate mail sack coming up next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
I'm Ed Parami, the owner of Jan Pro, the franchise that helps you be your own boss. Jan Pro is now the fastest growing franchise in the entire world for the 2nd year in a row by Entrepreneur Magazine. We are growing so fast we need new business owners right here in Memphis right now. So if you want to be your own boss and open your own business, call Jan Pro at 901-683-4900 to see just how easy it is to be your own boss. For as little as $950 down, you can be a part of Jan Pro. Don't waste another minute. Call 901-683-4900.
We've got a new show for you. Every Sunday at 5, hosts Kendrick and Matt are well-known, well-respected, well-loved makeup artists in Memphis. They know all the who's who, what to do, where to go, and who to see. With a combined 25-plus years in the industry, including fashion and styling, and their love of a good party, they are your go-to resource. So tune in Sundays at 5 for Hot Sauce.
Looking for a cool way to get a new home comfort system without breaking the bank? The Advantage program from Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning gets you a high-quality home comfort system for one low monthly rate. There's no money down, never a charge for repairs, and seasonal tune-ups are free. Right now, get a new home comfort system as low as $99 a month and no additional charges ever. Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning today at 866-EXPERTS or visit ServiceExpertsMemphis.com.
For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
All right, welcome back. The Nation of Jake on The Voice. FM 107.9 AM 990 online. KWAMthevoice.com and streaming live on YouTube. Nation of Jake is the channel. We're going to jump right into the hate mail bag here, as we do on Fridays. Here we go. First up, Jake. Yes, Megan Rapinoe has teammates and they all love her. Get used to it. Hashtag resist. Hashtag equal pay. Hashtag dump Trump. That's from Melanie in Midtown. Thank you for that. Yes, I'm aware that Megan Rapinoe has teammates. She has quite a few teammates. Alex Morgan, Mallory Pugh, Kelly O'Hara, Julie Ertz. I know that there are other players, but if you were half paying attention, you would think that Megan Rapinoe was the only player on the U.S. women's national team and that she speaks for every other player. I think that's probably not quite accurate. I'm almost certain that when you take 28 people, regardless if they all play the same sport, that they're going to have some variation in their views. All right? And this whole equal pay thing, you got to give it up. Megan Rapinoe herself told you how you can help with the equal pay situation, and her solution was to grow the business, grow the revenue, grow the sport, and then you'll grow the salaries. That is how every business works. All right? Nobody goes to women's soccer games outside of U.S. women's national team games, and those really happen, I don't know, they have like 20 exhibitions a year, maybe. World Cup once every 4 years, and then maybe they'll play in the Olympics. So it's just not a lot of them. There's just not a whole lot of money to be made right now being a professional women's soccer player, and that is just supply and demand. All right? That's just the market, and I don't know what else to tell you. Here we go. Jake. I uncap hot radiators all the time because I'm not afraid of a little hot water. By the way, change your own oil, you P word. Oh, thanks, James in Millington. I can't say the P word on the air. That is crass and vulgar, and I don't appreciate it. I mean, you uncap hot radiators all the time. It's not safe. And listen, you might be tough. You might have calloused hands and leathery hands or whatever, and you can take it, and you're a man. I'm just not going to uncap a hot radiator. I don't want that coolant boiling and blasting up into my face. Who wants that? You're not tough, dude. As far as changing your own oil goes, listen, you're up in Millington, where I'm sure you just change your own oil and just like open it up, just let it leak anywhere you want. You can't do that around where I live. It's unsafe. It's unhealthy. It's bad for the environment. And why would I do it when I can pay the dude $30 at the Valvoline? It doesn't make any sense. There's a whole reason that oil changing is it's a huge business, man. What, calling me the P word on my own show? That's hateful. That's why we call it the hate mail. I got another couple of hate mail messages. We'll get into those towards the end of the show. Coming up, there's a lot of fake outrage still about The Little Mermaid? What? I don't know. It's not. It's not even real. It's all fake. We'll get into that next right here, The Nation of Jake.
CBS News at the top of every hour and the most local talk in the Mid-South. This is KWAM Memphis.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Pam Coulter. Whether Barry hits land tomorrow as a tropical storm or Category 1 hurricane, it won't be pleasant. National Weather Service forecaster Benjamin Schott says it could bring a long, drenching rain and dangerous flooding.
Heavy rainfall will be possible. Major to near or even record flooding will be possible on rivers and streams around the area. Coastal flooding is starting to occur right now as we get it southerly flow, pushing water onto the land.
Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards says coastal residents need to be prepared.
If you look at the area of the state of Louisiana that will experience tropical storm winds, it basically is the entire coast of Louisiana.
Administration officials say people evacuating the storm won't be targeted, but deportation raids in 10 cities are set to begin Sunday. CBS's Stephen Portnoy has more.
The president says the roundups will start on Sunday. He makes no apologies.
They came in illegally. They have to go out.
Mr. Trump insists those who will be targeted have been ordered deported by immigration judges.
They all have papers, and it's a process, and I have an obligation to do it.
The president has tweeted about the move, and he dismisses the concerns of those within his own administration that the planned raids have been publicized.
Hundreds of people know about it. It's a major operation. So if the word gets out, it gets out.
Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, the White House.
After a one-hour news conference explaining his controversial decade-old plea deal for child sex crimes defendant Jeffrey Epstein failed to quiet the criticism, Labor Secretary Alex Acosta said he's resigning.
I called the president this morning. I told him that I thought the right thing was to step aside.
CBS's Paul Reed says President Trump praised Acosta on his way out.
Acosta said he did not want the Epstein case to distract from the administration's accomplishments. And while the president said he didn't want to see him resign, clearly he accepted this resignation and brought the secretary out before all these reporters to make quite a show of it.
Singer R. Kelly is now facing a 13-count federal grand jury indictment, including charges of sex crimes and obstruction of justice. The 52-year-old was arrested last night and has a preliminary court appearance in Chicago this afternoon. Arraignment is scheduled next week. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
The 13-count federal indictment includes the Department of Homeland Security, in part because the indictment involves sex trafficking, along with apparently racketeering.
Kelly's already facing state sexual abuse charges in Illinois. On Wall Street, the Dow up 183, NASDAQ ahead 39. This is CBS News.
She's brought us the world. Now, she brings us truth and understanding right when we need it most. The CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, July 15th.
You probably want to eat healthy, but getting enough organic fruits and vegetables into your diet every day is not only time-consuming, it's expensive. That's why at Texas Superfood, we've created a blend of the best USDA organic, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, powerful enzymes and probiotics, and energizing herbs, all in a convenient capsule or powder. We call it Texas Superfood Complete Organic. Hi, I'm naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, and I invented Texas Superfood almost 20 years ago with one goal in mind: to help people like you who lead busy lives get the all-natural nutrition that every one of us needs and deserves. So if you can't, won't, or don't eat all your organic fruits and vegetables every day, Texas Superfood Complete Organic makes eating healthy easy. See our full line of quality nutritional products at TexasSuperfood.com or call us at 855-TEXAS-55. That's 855-TEXAS-55. TexasSuperfood.com.
Think you can go Meg Ryan one better?
Good at faking it? You can test your skills at Katz's Deli in New York.
I'll have what she's having.
They're holding a contest to mark the 30th anniversary of When Harry Met Sally. Owner Jake Dell says you can sit at the same table where Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal sat.
Whoever gives us the most entertaining, the most realistic version of Meg Ryan, or the most realistic hair, something that is that it factor that we can't put our finger on.
Performances are being recorded and posted online. A panel of social media influencers will pick a winner. It'll be announced next week. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News, New York.
A family rescue was carried out in Oakland, California. It happened when a ficus tree split in half and threw some very young birds to the ground. There were a total of 16 baby herons and egrets. The International Bird Rescue identified them as snowy egrets and black-crowned herons. They were taken to a nearby rescue facility. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
President Trump defines leadership. The first major tax reform in 30 years. Unemployment at an 18-year record low. Jobless claims, lowest since 1973. The Dow Jones, highest in history. Memorialize these milestone achievements from a historic presidency with the Trump 2020 Freedom Coin from Noble Gold. On one side, an image of Donald J. Trump. The other side lists all his major achievements. The commemorative 1-ounce coin is the only presidential Trump coin made of 99.9% silver, not silver-plated, and it's IRA approved. As the price of silver rises, so will the value of these coins. These silver coins are less than $40 each and are a perfect gift for anyone. For a limited time, go to TrumpCoin2020.com. Use the code AMERICA to get $5 off each coin you order. Go to TrumpCoin2020.com and get your commemorative 2020 Freedom Coin today. Remember to use code AMERICA for $5 off each coin. That's TrumpCoin2020.com.
Jake, where'd you get those boots?
But he's got meat between his ears. Yeah.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990. We're online, KWAMTheVoice.com. The Listen Live link is in the top right corner. I am streaming live on the YouTube right now. You can go check it out live on the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake, and that'll stay up there, and you can watch it on demand as well. And I will have the 2-minute show. That'll be this program condensed into 2 minutes, so you can just kind of grab and go. You know, just get your fix. Kind of all the topics that we cover. You know, it's pretty fun just to go through and just watch 2 minutes of the show instead of 2 hours. 2 hours can be a lot for some people, so I figure just condense it down into the 2-minute show. And you can also follow along on Facebook. I post a lot of what's on the YouTube channel onto Facebook and other stuff. As I've gotten into this thing with my kids. They like to watch the YouTube, and I always have to lord over them while they do it. All right, I'm not a helicopter parent by any means, but when they watch the YouTube, you got to be careful because there's all kinds of weird stuff on YouTube. Hell, my show's on YouTube. Would you want your kids stumbling on this program? No, you do not. Although I do very well with the kids, usually 8 to 12-year-olds. They love this program. That said, I was watching YouTube with my kids the other night, and they really like these videos where these guys really creatively edit stuff. Like they jump through their TVs. It's kind of like magic tricks, but it's all movie magic. It's all editing. And so we tried our hand at it last night at the house. My daughter, Olivia, we wanted to make it look like she drops an egg into a Tupperware container and then it explodes into Skittles. Because that's what we do at the house is fun things like that, activities. We engage. We try to do things together. And so my kid sees something on YouTube. I want to do that. I'm like, okay, what can we do? So I just grabbed, whatever was available, and it was an egg and some Skittles. And so the egg was supposed to drop and crack, and then boom, Skittles burst out of the egg. And we got a pretty good result. But the thing about it is, when I'm doing something like that, I like to do it right. And that doesn't usually include kids being in my way. So it all kind of devolved into me screaming at the kids, because with a video like that, you got to drop the Skittles first. Because if you drop the egg first, then you've got egg all into your Tupperware bowl, and you can't move anything when you're doing a video like this. Because it all involves, editing and cropping and masking. You can't move the camera. You can't move the subject of the video. So we do the Skittles first. I drop a handful of Skittles into this Tupperware, and then my kids, of course, they run right after all the Skittles. They start moving the table. They start moving the tripod. And so I'm like, get on this side. Do not move. Do not breathe. Stand over here. And they're like, Dad, I thought we were having fun. And I'm like, we are. It's going to be fun, but we have to do it right. We have to. And I do 3 takes on the Skittles thing. Stuff kept moving. The kids kept running up and grabbing the Skittles. They thought, we can eat these. I'm like, no, you can't eat those. It's for making the movies. We're trying to have fun making movies. Quiet on the set. So that's kind of how that went. But the result's pretty good. I'll post that on the Facebook page. You can check it out. It's called Skittle Egg. So my daughter drops an egg into a Tupperware and the Skittles explode everywhere. It's fun. Being a dad's fun. So that's something you could check out if you follow Nation of Jake on Facebook. You can also holler at me on Twitter. That's where I get a lot of hate mail and hate tweets. You can do that. We'll get into some more of the hate mail a little bit later. We've also got kind of a where are they now thing going. We talked about Zim the monkey, who escaped from the Memphis Zoo some 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago yesterday. I covered that live. I had a great show planned that day. I remember the show that I had planned that day was award-winning radio, but then the monkey escaped from the zoo. All went out the window, and I did Monkey Watch. I did updates on the escaped monkey for 3 hours. Turns out that monkey is fine. That monkey is still at the Memphis Zoo, and in fact, it now has a family of Sulawesi macaque monkeys, and now I guess they keep each other honest. They don't let each other escape, or maybe they just sealed up the cracks, got some sealant, and got some Gorilla Glue, and they made sure the monkey couldn't get out. So that was one where are they now kind of deal. The next one will be the Zippin' Pippin. The Zippin' Pippin, as you know, is no longer in Memphis. It was dismantled, put on a truck, and shipped up to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where they get all of 3 weeks of good weather in Green Bay. And now the Zippin' Pippin resides at a place called Bay Beach. So we will revisit a call I made to the Zippin' Pippin in a little bit. I was reading on Twitter earlier this week, and I don't know if you saw this. You know, Disney, I think they're remaking all of their films as live action. The Lion King, which was a cartoon, is now going to be a live action CGI. Look, it can't be live action because you can't get animals to like hold each other up and to act like they did and to talk. That's difficult these days. Maybe in the future. You can get an animal to escape from a zoo, but you can't get an animal to speak. But they're going to redo a live-action looking Lion King. I believe that. Is that out yet, G-Man? The Lion King? Is it out? Do we know? No, who cares? But they're doing a lot of live Mulan. They're doing a live-action Mulan, which looks like the fire, man. I love Mulan. That's a great story. And that's a brutal, brutal movie. It's a war movie, man. That's going to be awesome. So they're doing a lot of live-action remakes of the Disney classics. And so you've got this one remake they're going to do of The Little Mermaid. I guess when they put out Aquaman, I guess they can do live action underwater or make their hair look right and everything. Well, they've cast a black actress to play Ariel in the new Little Mermaid live action film from Disney. And I saw that there was a lot of quote unquote backlash about casting a black actor for the role of Ariel. I heard there was backlash, but I didn't witness any of the backlash. I read articles about all this backlash, but I myself didn't witness any of it at all. And I'm pretty active online. I go on Twitter. I saw people talking about how awful the backlash was by all these racists who hate the idea of a black mermaid, but I didn't see any of the people getting upset about the Black Mermaid. It's odd. Here we go. The backlash over The Little Mermaid casting a black Ariel is fake news. This is from Reason.com's Robbie Sove. Few people who tweeted hashtag not my Ariel were actually upset about Halle Bailey, not Halle Berry, but Halle Bailey portraying the mermaid princess. To all Little Mermaid fans who are disheartened to learn that Disney casting a black woman in the role of Ariel had prompted a racist backlash, worry not. The Not My Ariel controversy is mostly fake news. Last week, Disney announced that Halle Bailey, a black actress, would portray the fictional mermaid in a live-action remake. Allegedly, this infuriated some racists because Ariel is a red-haired and white-skinned in the cartoon version. Us white girls who grew up with The Little Mermaid deserve a true-to-color Ariel, wrote one critic, Rebex, in a tweet that went viral. Disney, you made a huge mistake by hiring Halle Bailey. Well, turns out that this tweet from this Twitter user, Rebex, was a troll account. There is no person. The profile picture on the Twitter account was lifted from somebody else's Instagram. This is all garbage. It's almost like it was set up by somebody trying to promote the casting and that they are making another Little Mermaid movie. The Washington Post ran not one but two articles bemoaning the uproar over a black aerial. The only evidence of said uproar is a handful of tweets, which again are more than canceled out by all the other tweets in support. And here's the thing about it, like, people don't get upset about this stuff. At least not large groups of people, maybe like a few losers here and there who want attention. But I mean, you remember when they kind of tried the same thing with Star Wars The Force Awakens? Like, you know, when in the trailer, they had a stormtrooper take off his helmet and it was Finn. It was a black guy. And so I was like, oh, cool. Like, we see a stormtrooper without a helmet on. I thought they were all clones. Are they all black guys? I don't know. Oh, but turns out, no, it's part of the story. They're all individual people. They're humans who are brainwashed and programmed, and he happens to be a black guy. And they also said he was a janitor, which people were like, oh, that's racist. That said, nobody was mad about the black stormtrooper. Nobody got mad about, was it Jaden Smith? Whatever, Will Smith's kid playing the Karate Kid in the remake. They were more upset that there was a remake of the Karate Kid than it being a young black kid as the Karate Kid. Nobody cared. Nobody cared that the Human Torch, Johnny Storm from that turd of a Fantastic Four movie, was cast with Michael B. Jordan, who was a black guy. Nobody cared that Michael Clark Duncan played Kingpin in that garbage version of Daredevil with Ben Affleck. Nobody cared about that. Nobody cared that Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent in the 1989 Batman with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton. No, nobody cared about that. And now they're saying people are outraged that Disney would cast a black actress as the Little Mermaid. Nobody. No, literally no one is outraged about this. No, nobody is. And they'll see if it was a good move financially, if the movie doesn't make any money, or it might be just a huge hit. Who knows? But nobody's getting upset about it. And they're also trying this with Terminator. Like, I saw some tweet the other day, or some story the other day, like the Hollywood Reporter, that the guy who's doing the new Terminator movie, he's like, I got a message for all the misogynists out here who don't like the lead in Terminator 6 being a female. And he's like, the hell with you. And it's like, hold on. There are no misogynists who are upset about there being a strong female lead in Terminator 6. Did you see T2? Did you see Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2 as Sarah Connor? Did you see there was a whole Sarah Connor Chronicles, a whole Terminator series that was based around a female character? This whole outrage that you want to be there because you want to paint people as being troglodytes and being racists and being misogynists, but it's not there. You're not getting the fight that you want, so you just have to make it up and say, oh yeah, this guy on Twitter, he said something stupid about it. So all these people, there's this giant backlash. The backlash isn't there anymore. Nothing's shocking. Nothing's out of bounds anymore. And honestly, you know, the thing that got my attention about all this is they're doing a live action remake of Mulan. That's going to rule. Mulan is one of the best Disney movies, way underrated. Way underrated. All right, and I cannot wait to see that brought into a live action, because this is a war movie is what it is. It's a war movie. It's violent. It's dynamic. It's going to be awesome. I hope there's no singing, though. Are they going to do that? I'll make a man out of you. However, you're going to get some backlash because there's some cross-dressing going on in that. Transvestites. Okay, coming up, let's revisit the Zip and Pippin. All right, and I'll tell you why this is top of mind for me with the Zip and Pippin out of Bay Beach, Wisconsin. Used to be at the fairgrounds, used to be there at Liberty Land, not so much anymore. Where is it now? We will talk to the fine folks in Green Bay about the Zip and Pippin. Coming up next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Hey, it's Jake. You know by now that Just Windows Home Services does more than just windows, especially this time of year. Just Windows can pressure wash your patio and walkways, and they can keep those gutters clear so they don't become a breeding ground for mosquitoes and ants. Call Just Windows for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934. Tell them you heard about Just Windows on KWAM and get 20% off. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com.
When you're planning an event and need on-time delivery, call Odell Sanders. Sanders Catering has been in business for 31 years, specializing in breakfast, lunch, dinners, corporate, and social events. When you need a caterer to work with your budget, call Odell Sanders at 901-372-2631 or visit them online at sanderscatering.com and take a look at their menu. Sanders Catering, a leader in catering services. Call today at 901-372-2631.
We've got a new show for you. Every Sunday at 5, hosts Kendrick and Matt are well-known, well-respected, well-loved makeup artists in Memphis. They know all the who's who, what to do, where to go, and who to see. With a combined 25-plus years in the industry, including fashion and styling, and their love of a good party, they are your go-to resource. So tune in Sundays at 5 for Hot Sauce.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Dan Groban and Phil Menard at Servant Advisors Group call this mailbox money. It's the monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They want to help remove stress from your retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Servant Advisors Group at 855-260-1000 for a complimentary retirement analysis with strategies that could help your nest egg provide you monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call right now, 855-260-1000. Servant Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Servant Advisors Group, LLC. Insurance licensed in Tennessee, Mississippi, and in Arkansas.
Wildlife Solvers can rid your home of unwanted animals. Now, you may have heard about my raccoon saga. A family of raccoons moved into my attic. The mama raccoon and her babies. I fought with them for weeks, and then I called Wildlife Solvers, and within a few days, the raccoons had just vacated the premises. They up and left. Wildlife Solvers can remove rats, possums, squirrels, bats, moles, snakes, birds, you name it. They also repair any damage done to your home and prevent unwanted visitors from coming back. If you hear odd sounds coming from your walls or roof, contact Wildlife Solvers at 485-5564. They've got 25 years experience, free estimates, and animal removal is 100% guaranteed. 485-5564 for Wildlife Solvers, online at wildlifesolvers.com. All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake.
Yes, have some.
On The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. Online at KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube. You can catch up with me on Twitter at Nation of Jake. You can also follow me on Facebook. So plenty of ways to get in contact. More hate mail coming up in just a little bit, as well as the news cruise. So we got a lot to get to in just about, I don't know, how long we got? About 35, 36 minutes until the Earl Farrell program takes the airwaves here on The Voice. So my dad was out and about. I think he likes to go to thrift stores from time to time. He was checking some things out, I guess, at the City Thrift or one of the Salvation Army thrift stores. He does that from time. He's retired. He just does whatever the hell he wants, and then he'll go to the thrift store and he'll look for stuff because he knows I like vintage T-shirts. And so he saw one that reads Zippin' Pippin'. And he told me he got me a Zippin' Pippin' T-shirt. And I was like, hell yeah, that is some Memphis nostalgia. Love the Zippin' Pippin', Elvis's favorite roller coaster. It was like a rickety death trap. You get on it, half the fun was not knowing whether or not you would live through it. So I was like, yeah, cool. Let's make an exchange. I'll see you like on Thursday, and then you can holler at me and get me that shirt. So the shirt that he got me though is not like an old school Zippin' Pippin shirt. It's new. It's new. It's not from Zippin' Pippin of the days of Liberty Land. It's Zippin' Pippin from Bay Beach, Wisconsin. That's right. The folks in Green Bay, Wisconsin have appropriated Memphis culture, and also they've appropriated the Zippin' Pippin. Now, this is old news. You know the Zippin' Pippin's not there. but I thought that maybe we could get it back. All right, and so in honor of my Zippin' Pippin t-shirt and the Zippin' Pippin, some time ago, I decided to call the nice folks at Bay Beach Amusement Park in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and to see if we could negotiate something to get the Zippin' Pippin back to Memphis. And it went a little something like this.
Yes, have some.
Let's do this. Let's get the Zippin' Pippin back. If we're going to bring back the Coliseum, bring back the fairgrounds to its former glory, we can't do it without Liberty Land, and we can't do that without the Zippin' Pippin. It's up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, or something like that, a place called, I think, Bay Beach. And I've got their number here. It's that 920 number, 920. All right, let's get them on the phone.
I love Green Bay Parks. This is Jess.
Hey, Jess, this is Jake from the radio in Memphis. I was hoping to get some information on the Zippin' Pippin.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything in particular that you looking?
Yeah, well, the Zippin' Pippin is from Memphis, and I was just calling to check on it. I want to see how it's doing.
Okay, yeah. What I can do is I can have you actually talk with Jason about that.
All right.
Is it okay if I transfer you out there?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'd love to talk to Jason, catch up with that sad sack.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Bay Beach.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. It's Jake from the radio in Memphis. And as I understand it, you guys have the Zippin' Pippin up there?
Yes, we do.
Up at the Bay Beach in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, home of the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how's it going up there? How's the Zippin' Pippin working out?
Not too bad. It's going really well up here. Very popular ride. Most popular one in the park.
All right, that's interesting. It was a very popular ride here in Memphis. And since you guys took it, there's been nothing going on over at the fairgrounds. Everything's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have the Zippin' Pippin. We do not have the Zippin' Pippin. What are we going to do about this?
Well, I don't know. What are you guys going to do about it?
We're hoping we can get it back.
I don't think so. I think we're going to keep it here.
What do you think it would take to get it back?
I am not sure on that. I'm not the right person to ask on that.
All right, well, just if you had to guess.
I think it'd be an innumerable amount of money.
Innumerable?
Mm-hmm.
So all the money in the world would not get the Zippin' Pippin back to Memphis is what you're telling me?
I'm pretty much thinking that right now, yeah.
All right, well, you guys fix it up a little bit? I mean, because the thing about the Zippin' Pippin is that it was rickety. It was just kind of like a big death trap, that roller coaster. Mm-hmm. Is it still have that death trap character to it?
Absolutely not. We've upgraded some of that stuff, and it's perfectly running right now.
You ruined it. That was the best part about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you didn't know if you were going to live or die by the end, and now you guys have it in tip-top shape, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Up in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Great group of mechanics up here.
Yeah, I bet they're great at ruining roller coasters. Your name's Jason, right?
My name is Mark, actually. Jason is off today.
I was told I would be talking to Jason, but I'll allow it. Just so you know, Mark, you're in the nation of Jake right now, and there's been a lot of talk around town about what to do about the fairgrounds. All right, we had the fairgrounds where we had the Mid-South Fair. We had Liberty Land, where the Zippin' Pippin once stood proudly here in Memphis. We had a ballpark called Tim McCarver Stadium. It's gone. We had a big flea market. It's gone. And everybody has these ideas about how to revitalize the fairgrounds, which have become the unfairgrounds. And my idea starts with getting the Zippin' Pippin back. And so you're saying you'd be unwilling to bring it back here, even though you're not the decision maker on this.
I would be very unwilling. Yeah, I love having it here.
Okay, you're just talking from your personal perspective. You're not in any position to make a deal.
Oh yeah, I'm just mine. I am in no position to say that. Yeah.
All right, so just so we're clear, so there is a chance we could still get it back if we came up with the right dollar amount.
Yeah, that decision is well above my pay grade.
All right, tell you what, we'll take $500,000 plus the roller coaster. I mean, it's not going to be that much money. If you just give us the roller coaster plus some cash, we'll be glad to come get it.
Shipping included?
Well, yeah. Well, we have to fix what you guys undid about it. I mean, if you guys have it rolling like a well-oiled machine, we got to replace the clickety-clack, riggedy. Why'd you guys do that?
Hey, safety reasons up here. I mean, I know that's part of the allure was the ricketiness of it, but Yeah, we had to upgrade it a little bit here, make it safe for everybody.
Is it Scott Walker's fault?
I wouldn't say his fault, no.
Yeah, I like Scott Walker. It was probably those Democrats that ran away that time during that whole union fight.
I remember that day. I was teaching in Milwaukee at that time.
Yeah, and it was a national story. I remember that. So they all left, and then you guys fixed the Zip and Pippin while they were gone. And it was like you guys got it done for cheap because, the unions aren't in power there anymore. All right. Well, Mark, I appreciate you taking the time. Now, listen, you guys are open, what, like 6 weeks a year? I mean, up in Green Bay, you got like 6 weeks of good weather the entire year. So, I mean, I believe the Zip and Pippin's being underutilized.
Well, the snow has been off the ground for about a week or two up here, yeah.
Mark, is the Zip and Pippin rolling right now as I'm talking to you?
Oh, yeah.
Like right this minute.
Now, and all the cars are full all the time.
Can you hold the phone out like to where we could hear it?
I wish I could, but I'm in the office right now, and it's on the other side of the park here.
Why wouldn't you guys have the office right by the Zip and Pippin?
Well, no room by our 100-year-old building here.
All right, so let me get this straight. Up there at Bay Beach in Green Bay, Wisconsin, you guys have the Zip and Pippin now. You guys say it's the most popular ride in the park, Mark. Mm-hmm. What was the most popular ride before that? I mean, your amusement park must have been terrible.
Oh, no, it was great down here. We just increased attendance because of the Zip and Pippin. Probably our most popular rides would be our train ride that kind of goes by the bay here, and our giant slide that we have as well, too.
Giant slide and the train, and now the Zip and Pippin. You know that was Elvis's favorite roller coaster.
I do. We have the sign right out in front of it.
And you guys ruined it by fixing it. You guys, it doesn't make any noises. It doesn't like click, 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 click.
Only when it's going up the hill.
All right, because here's the deal, man. We used to go to Liberty Land, where the Zip and Pippin was. And then during the Mid-South Fair, you could also go to Liberty Land and ride the Zip and Pippin. And people were scared to death, not only if you were riding it, but if you were anywhere near the thing, it would shake. It just felt like it was just gonna topple over.
You there?
Yeah, man. And you guys, leave it to you guys to ruin everything. So you say no amount of money can get the Zip and Pippin back to Memphis. How about we just do no cash then? We'll just come get it, and that'll be the end of it. I mean, it's ours. You guys kind of annexed it from us, and from what I understand,
night one day and just grab it.
Well, from what I understand, you guys just came in and took it. I wasn't living here at the time, but I'm almost sure there were some nefarious dealings going on.
Yeah, I wasn't at the time either when we got it, so I'm kind of unsure on that too. Check into that.
Give it back! Okay, Mark, you've been very helpful. I appreciate it. I'm glad it's so popular up there at Bay Beach, where you guys are frozen for like 10 months a year. And seriously, how long are you guys open during the summer?
We go full-time from May 2nd to September 27th.
Oh, so you guys do some cold weather riding. How does the Zip and Pippin work in the cold? Is it do okay?
Oh, yeah. It works really fine in the cold there. Runs just as well in the heat.
All right. Well, Mark, I appreciate you taking the time.
Not a problem.
Still hate you for taking our roller coaster.
Hello?
I'm so disgusted by it, I can't even talk to you anymore.
Okay.
All right, Mark. Have fun up there in Green Bay. Go Bears.
Go Pack, go.
Yeah, all right. See you later, Mark. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And there's Mark up from Bay Beach. What a jerk. Taking the Zip and Pippin. Oh, yeah, we fixed it up. It runs fine. It's the most popular ride in the park. Mark. Jesus.
What a good sport he was, right? Now, there was I just puking all over the mic when I was just a kid. And I just started the Nation of Jake up there. Thought I would call Bay Beach, Wisconsin. And yeah, he was a good sport. Good guy. To sit there, and deal with me for as long as he did. All right, so I got my Zip and Pippin shirt. Sure, it says Green Bay, Wisconsin on it. I'll still rock my Zip and Pippin shirt. It's no big deal. All right, coming up, we've got a leisurely look at our Friday headlines. We do it in the news cruise, and we'll do that next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Do you like fine cigars? Then visit Crossroads Cigar Emporium, located at 1403 West Goodman Road in Horn Lake, Mississippi. They carry all of your favorite brands, like El Artista, Cohiba, Padron, Upsetter, Tatiana, Arturo Fuente, Monte Cristo, and more. Crossroads also carries more than 30 brands of pipe tobacco, plus premium handmade pipes. Come smoke with us at Crossroads Cigar Emporium, open Monday through Thursday and Saturdays from 10 to 7, Fridays 10 to 8, and Sundays 11 to 6. Happy Pasita!
Hey, it's Jake. You know by now that Just Windows Home Services does more than just windows, especially this time of year. Just Windows can pressure wash your patio and walkways, and they can keep those gutters clear so they don't become a breeding ground for mosquitoes and ants. Call Just Windows for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934. Tell them you heard about Just Windows on KWAM and get 20% off. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com.
Is it a good time to buy or refi? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Are interest rates going sky high soon? Hi, I'm Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady at iBank Mortgage. I tell my customers to ask questions, get answers. So join me every Monday morning at 8 and I will tell you what's going on in today's still changing mortgage world. Remember, most people think about mortgages a few times in their lives. I think about them every single day. Tune in Mondays at 8.
This is Clark Howard. If you're accustomed to your power bills going up and up and up year after year after year, know that the marketplace is now supplying much cheaper power. And only if you live in a state with a monopoly power company are you having to pay more money, because if the free market is allowed to do its thing, the cost of power has gotten way cheaper. Why? Because of the breakthrough and the cost of installing wind and solar. And wind and solar have become so reliable and now have come up with new ways to deal with the problems when the sun's not shining or the wind's not blowing, that it's become ultra reliable power that saves you, as somebody paying a power bill, huge money. And this is only going to get better from here. In the future, you're going to be able to install your own power plant at home.
The backyard's looking great, Rob.
Thanks, man. I was planning on adding a deck, too. Know any good contractors?
Why don't you just ask Home Advisor?
Home what?
HomeAdvisor.com. You just tell them about your project and they match you with local pros that can do the job.
Nice. Now, how much does it cost?
Oh, Home Advisor's totally free to use. Plus, you can read customer reviews, check pricing, and book appointments for free.
What's the website again?
HomeAdvisor.com. Or just download the free Home Advisor app.
Home Advisor.
Have you heard what President Trump said recently?
Newsmax. You like Newsmax. I like it too.
Now you can watch Newsmax TV and get the truth about Trump from Bill O'Reilly, Mike Reagan, Alan Dershowitz, Pat Buchanan, and more. Newsmax TV is America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in 70 million homes. Find Newsmax on DirecTV, Dish, Xfinity, Spectrum, Optimum, Fios, Uverse, and more systems. See Newsmax TV today. It's real news for real people.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, find the Nation of Jake channel. Very simple, Nation of Jake. Run it all together, Nation of Jake. Subscribe to the channel. Let your friends know about the Nation of Jake so we can be a stronger, more populous, healthy nation. So, let's see. Yeah, News Crew is what we do this time of the program. This is just some headlines, a leisurely look at what's going on in the world. It's brought to you by our friends at Just Windows Home Services. You can contact them by phone, 751-3934.
News. Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you, the News Cruise, full of exciting news, the News Cruise. off your shoes.
All right, welcome aboard the News Cruise. Again, brought to you by Just Windows Home Services. You can contact those guys, 751-3934, 751-3934 if you need your windows cleaned, gutters, some pressure washing, you got a light bulb way up high, needs changing while they're out there, they'll do it. They'll get up high so you don't have to. Especially you got a 2-story house and those gutters are a problem. You don't want to get on a 2-story house and clean those gutters out. Let somebody else do it. And if you do let Just Windows come on out and give you a free estimate, which they will, you can tell them to take 20% off because you heard about them on The Nation of Jake. All you got to do is say the words and 20% off just like that. So give them a call, 751-3934, or online at justwindowsmemphis.com. So we've got the news cruise happening. Life jackets are plentiful. I've been going on eBay and getting life jackets just so we can get some more people on the party deck here on the news cruise. Appreciate you being here. We've got a few things happening. We've got, Bill Haslam. We reported yesterday he opted out of running for Lamar Alexander's U.S. Senate seat. So the former governor of Tennessee will not be running, and that has kind of opened up some opportunities for other candidates. Now, the way this works is that there's kind of a pecking order. Like there's going to be a chosen candidate. I guess the Tennessee GOP will decide who their guy is going to be, and you'll have some other guys who'll go for it too. But right now, you're looking at Bill Hagerty, U.S. Ambassador to Japan, are the most widely circulated names, along with Mark Green from Clarksville. Green has decided to remove himself from the race, and now you've got Hagerty saying he's not really saying much. So there's a lot of speculation here, but a name that's come up is Representative David Kustoff from right here in the Mid-South. So David Kustoff could be running for Senate. That would be kind of cool to have a Tennessee senator from West Tennessee. We don't often have a lot of representation from over in this part of the state other than, the district seats in Congress. Usually your statewide offices like senator and governor, they come from East Tennessee or Middle Tennessee, Nashville and Knoxville. So I think it'd be cool if David Kustoff ran and won a Senate seat because I think that he lives near me in my neighborhood, I think that I could maybe go get a job on his campaign and maybe in his office. Because if there's anything I've learned, you want a job up in the swamp. So maybe I'll get myself a swamp job. But we would not do anything unethical. I just like that climate. I like that environment. That's all the grift. We've got also in the Tennessee government, we've got Bill Lee, the governor. He has signed Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, a proclamation that Saturday will be Nathan Bedford Forrest Day in Tennessee. Now, before you start hollering and getting mad and calling Governor Bill Lee a racist, it is by state law that the governor is tasked with issuing proclamations for 6 separate days of special observation, 3 of which, including the July 13th Forrest Day, pertain to the Confederacy. So, the law would need to be changed in order for Bill Lee to not declare July 13th Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. He says, I signed the bill because the law requires that I do that, and I haven't looked at changing the law. Well, yeah, the Tennessee State Legislature, they're the ones who change laws and draft laws and make laws. If Bill Lee wanted to make it a priority, you could put that on the agenda, but I'm almost certain that he's got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. So Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, how will you spend your Nathan Bedford Forrest Day? I've never celebrated Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. I don't celebrate really any holidays except for Christmas. I'm not a holiday guy. What kind of card do you get somebody on Nathan Bedford Forrest Day? Do they have a Hallmark Forrest Day section? Maybe they do in Pigeon Forge. I'm telling you, Pigeon Forge, man, if you need any Confederate stuff, they've got it. They've got it all in Pigeon Forge. Good Lord. Hey, Mexican meth is being seen at record high quantities and low prices right here in Tennessee. The TBI is warning of powerful crystal meth from Mexico making its way to the streets across the volunteer state. This does not surprise me. I've got a buddy over with Homeland, with ICE, and he works on a gang unit. They take out drug dealers and whatnot. He tells me this stuff all the time. He's like, yeah, Memphis is a big hub. I-40 through Memphis is huge for drug trafficking. So this news about Mexican meth being in plentiful supply does not surprise me. Investigators say the meth threat from years ago has now evolved. There's an abundance of crystal meth. It's available. It's cheap. And it's all over the Mid-South. A bust last year in Middle Tennessee netted 54 pounds of crystal meth with a street value of $2 million. We led the nation 1, 2, 3 as far as meth labs. That's comforting to know. So, if you're in the market for Mexican meth, Tennessee's your go-to place. Oh, check this out. Yeah, did you see this on the news? WREG had a story about this 10-foot-tall grass at an abandoned home in South Memphis. And all the neighbors were like, man, come on, what the hell? Cut your yard, but it's an abandoned home, so nobody really cares. But the grass was 10 feet tall. Whenever my grass gets a little bit long and my neighbors start saying stuff, I just tell them I'm growing it out. Say I'm growing it out. It's in this yuck stage. You know, you grow your hair out, and it's kind of like, it's kind of awkward and weird. That's where my lawn is right now. I'm growing out my lawn. I'll comb it later. It's big because I've got kind of a bare spot on one side of my yard, so I wanted to grow the other side real big and then just do like a comb over, like a whole yard comb over. Well, that's not what was happening here. This was, think about right now. You got 10-foot tall grass, then you got it rains, these pop-up showers, or these frog stranglers, these soakers, and then all the bugs and all the mosquitoes and all the crap that gathers. Now, since they posted the story about the 10-foot tall grass frustrating the neighbors, the grass has now been cut. So all you got to do is tell somebody. All you got to do is put them on the news. Go online and shame them. You shame them. But first, when you cut 10-foot tall grass, you got to get through there with a machete. You got to hack it all down, and then you got to run over it with your push mower at least 4 or 5 times. And you got to do that thing where you lift up the top, like pop a wheelie with your lawnmower and then go over the grass. Oh, it's such a pain. Fire crews had to respond to the rendezvous twice this week. They were out there today as heavier smoke than usual appeared to be pouring out of the iconic restaurant Smokestack. Second time in a week. On Saturday, the restaurant opened for lunch and they had a pit fire. And then, John Vergos, who runs the joint, he says, look, you're going to have a pit fire every now and again if you're a real barbecue restaurant, which we are. So I don't think that the rendezvous has burned down. But come on, that's what they do. Like, if the fire truck's pulled up to my barbecue place, I'll be like, hey, what are you doing here? This is what we do. We smoke meat. Where there's smoke, there's meat. The Bartlett Animal Shelter is over capacity, and they fear that they'll have to dish out some euthanasia, which is terrible because my guy, Jay the dog catcher, does such a good job over there. And they find homes for dogs, but I guess they're getting a lot. And they got some pretty good rates. So if you want to adopt a dog or foster an animal, you can call 385-6484. 385-6484 and ask for Jay the dog catcher and see if you can get one of those Bartlett Animal Shelter calendars. They've got all the dog catchers shirtless, oiled up with photos of all the months of the year. I think Jay is Mr. February, June, and then he's also Mr. December. There's a great Jay the dog catcher, a photo of him all oiled up, dressed as sexy Santa. So again, that number, 385-6484. Those calendars are while supplies last. There's no guarantee of getting those with the oily Jay the dog catcher on them. And in a couple of other news and notes, Robert Mueller is expected to testify before House Judiciary Committee next week, but now they're going to delay that. They are delaying the public testimony of Robert Mueller until July 24th to allow more time for Mueller to testify. I guess he's going to need more time. They've been negotiating a deal to get him to testify. What will he say? What will he agree to do? And say, he's already said that if he testifies, he's not going to say anything that wasn't in his report. So this is just getting their ducks in a row so they can do more grandstanding with the House Judiciary Committee. So there you have it. There's your news cruise. We're going to come back, get you set up for the Earl Farrell program, and also finish up the hate mail. We'll do it all next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS.
That's the number that could save you up to 30% on your energy bills. Call today and Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning will hook you up with an AC tune-up. Right now, save $20 on an AC tune-up. Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning, your hometown Memphis tune-up pros.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
If you're in need of a professional cleaning service that takes your business as seriously as you do, call Jan Pro Cleaning Systems today. They understand how important it is to establish and maintain a professional image. That's why they offer the Jan Pro Signature Clean and the Jan Pro Guarantee. From regular scheduled cleaning to the tough stuff like stripping and waxing, buffing, carpet extractions, and detail cleaning, Jan Pro does it all. Call today for a free, no-obligation quote. 901-683-4900. Insured and bonded for your protection. Jan Pro Cleaning Systems. Measurable cleaning, guaranteed results.
Hey, it's Jake. You know by now that Just Windows Home Services does more than just windows, especially this time of year. Just Windows can pressure wash your patio and walkways, and they can keep those gutters clear so they don't become a breeding ground for mosquitoes and ants. Call Just Windows for a free estimate. 751-3934. That's 751-3934. Tell them you heard about Just Windows on KWAM and get 20% off. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com.
I talk with healthcare professionals to bring you the latest wellness information Tuesdays and Thursdays on Live Life Well. Listen in and get tips like this to help you get started on your road to wellness.
You have to commit to seeing what you've been doing, taking ownership of what hasn't been working, and committing to make a change. Because a lifestyle change is something that you're going to have to work at.
I'm Bernadette Davis, and I've got you covered every Tuesday and Thursday on Live Life Well. Listen in during the Mary Beth Conley Show on AM 990 and streaming live on KWAMTheVoice.com.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube for a few minutes more. Just go to YouTube and find the Nation of Jake channel. It's not like a regular TV where you just like click around to find the channel. Go straight to it. Nation of Jake on YouTube. Just type it in, all one word, Nation of Jake. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. This is the future. We are living in it. We all have our own channels on the World Wide Web. And I've got my own too. And I'd love for you to be a part of it and let your friends know about the Nation of Jake. Earl Farrell's coming up next. Less than 15 minutes away. I heard that Earl Farrell is having TV's Jerry Mathers on today. Leave It to Beaver. Star. I have no idea how he pulled that off. Is that right? You have Leave It to Beaver on today?
Actually, no, Jerry Mathers.
Oh, he's not going to be on the show today.
No, he's not going to be here.
I heard he was. I don't know who told me that.
I don't know.
I think George told me Jerry Mathers was going to be on today.
I
don't know. You can never trust
came
George.
Here years ago they had a movie called Beavers at the IMAX at Pig Palace Museum.
Oh, so he was there to promote Beavers.
Did a nationwide tour promoting it, and
nice.
So I was at Channel 5 then, and we were around the city, and I just did a story on how people reacted to him, which people just love Jerry Mathers, and so they got him back when Ronnie Guzani had his restaurant there on Poplar Avenue.
Right.
Made reservations, went there, had dinner with somebody he met while he was here, and so. he gets back to L.A., and so I'd called him, and he called me later that night. I'm out on my deck with our next door neighbors, and my wife opens the back door. He goes, "Honey, it's the Beeve."
The Beeve. Man, I watched so much Leave It to Beaver growing up, just the reruns. Nick at Night.
Watch it.
Yeah, Leave It to Beaver is a great show. But I'm kind of bummed that Jerry Mathers is not. I was going to hang out, talk to the Beeve. So I don't know where I got that information. I think it might have been George. It may have been Mary Beth Conley maybe told me that. I think somebody's trying to sabotage. Yeah, I think somebody's trying to turn you against me.
Yeah,
I think that somebody's trying to do this.
I heard that beating up on that poor guy from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I didn't beat him up.
Oh.
He was a jerk.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
He was fine. But no, somebody's trying to get in between me and Earl. And actually, Earl, you're the subject of this hate mail.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you got shouted out in this hate mail. We're going to finish up the hate mail bag before we go. So these are just like comments, complaints, suggestions, corrections, criticism. I get these from the Facebook page. You can follow me on Facebook, Nation of Jake. Tweets, these are mean tweets. There's a lot of different ways to get in touch with the program. And I got an outsized amount of hate this week. This one has a shout to Earl in it. Check it out. It says, Jake, you're all no spoilers for Avengers Endgame, and then you and Earl turn around and give away the ending to Hamilton. Thanks, a-hole. God, that's aggressive. That's from Kevin in Collierville.
I said I couldn't remember how it turned out. You said the guy dies.
Well, yeah, Alexander Hamilton gets shot by Aaron Burr and dies. That's not me spoiling it. That's just history. That's what that is.
It is. And if they knew their history, they would have known that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't spoil that. Your history book should have. I guess, Kevin, you didn't read much of them. That said, the duels, and you saw Hamilton, Earl. Back in the day, it wasn't always like they weren't trying to kill each other. They were trying to hurt or maim each other or just to see who had the guts to fire at one another. It wasn't like they were trying to go out and kill each other. Because these flint stock pistols they used, you really couldn't aim them. These weren't engineered weapons like we have today. But Alexander Hamilton was such a devout man of God, he refused to shoot at Aaron Burr. So during the duel, he shot up in the air.
Right.
He said, look, and I have to accept this challenge, this duel, because, I'm a man of honor, and I'm not a coward, but I will not shoot you, Aaron Burr. I will not kill you. And Aaron Burr felt awful for having murdered Alexander Hamilton. But back in the day, he felt bad about it. He was like, oh, I can't believe I killed Alex Hamilton. This guy was great. But, he talked trash about me, and so we had to duel. And I guess, I tried to just hit him in the arm, but you can't really aim those old school pistols like that. So the spoiler alert for Alexander Hamilton has been out there for a long time. I did not spoil it. And don't put this on Earl. Earl actually tried to not have me talk about history. Earl wasn't interested in it at all.
I knew the history.
I knew you
and
knew.
I saw the play.
I know you. I know. Somebody's trying to turn us against each other, Earl. Don't let it happen. All right. Don't give in. So there are nefarious beings at work here. Here we go. The last one. This reads, Jake, why are you dissing Rage Against the Machine? Rage rules. That's from Wolfman. So, Wolfman, he gets all bent out of shape when I criticize Rage Against the Machine. Look, I liked Rage Against the Machine when I was in 8th grade up until, I was about 20. Is that fair? Yeah, and then all their songs started sounding the same. And then I started reading the lyrical content. I realized these guys are socialists and they support cop killers. And I'm not really into that. So yeah, mostly they bore me now. Their music is awesome. Tom Morello's a fantastic guitar player. The great riffs. First record, seminal album. Second record was really good. But after that, all the songs sounded the same. So I just kind of got bored with them. And also, I just don't like their socialism and support of murderers. I don't know. I've got standards. All right. Earl's up next. Beaverless. There will be no Jerry Mathers on the show, but it doesn't matter. I'll be back on Monday at 1. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Serving Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. The latest news stories are here. This is KW.